I'm just hoping this hairstyle today looks cute because I had to sleep on it wet last night. We had a power outage and I don't have the emotional fortitude to deal with it, not in the claw clip. I just took it out and tried to fluff it to see for the video. Almost had a breakdown. Hello Friendsies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the second week of Pride. Before we get into the video, which you're probably all going to laugh hysterically at, we're going to talk about a featured content creator, and this week is Iris Delaney. I hope you said your last name or like your full name correctly. Iris is a beautiful fucking woman that I found randomly. It wasn't even like originally that I found her because she was a queer content creator. I found her because she was making videos about like existing in a plus size body and doing fit checks and like the like, is it cute or is this person wearing it just skinny, and like showing every angle of an outfit where some people might only pose one way. Iris was like, let me show you every angle, because living in a plus size body, you still can have cute outfits. I fucking love her for that. That's incredible. I find as I'm getting older, I'm following more content creators that instead of just like for one thing or another that's like kind of their niche that's making them popular, I'm specifically seeking out other plus size content creators because hello, we are in an Ozempic epidemic and I'm sick and tired of it. I made a whole video talking about how I'm skinny phobic. I'll put the card up here or I'll put the little thing here. But anyway, go follow Iris. I fucking love her. Also, she's a trans woman and I'm just like, I love trans women so much. If you didn't realize on this channel, I don't know why you wouldn't realize, I love and adore all of my trans siblings. We are actively in a trans genocide in this country. It's a fucking nightmare. I've been talking about it for years at this point on the channel, but I'm here to let you all know that I 110%, 1010%, 1,010% support all trans people. And if you are like a young trans person and you don't feel seen or safe anywhere, I hope my channel can be that for you. So make sure you go follow Iris because she is another iconic content creator that you're going to want to check out. I've also talked about multiple other trans women. Have I talked about trans men on this channel? If I haven't, I need to go do that. But that's our featured content creator for the week. Hi Friendsies, here's a video that everyone's probably going to laugh at. You know, and I've had such a terrible start to Pride Month so far that maybe this can boost my spirits. That's super dramatic. I'm just been stressed out of my mind and I'm about to, not the week this is gonna be posted, but the last 2 weeks of June and like the first week and a half of July, I'm working Monday through Saturday. Anyway, enough of that. So 2 years ago, I made this video where I talk about compet versus being boy crazy. And I talked about being bisexual and growing up bisexual and knowing that I was bisexual, that when I was younger, even though I was attracted to men, it still felt like I was performing. I watched that video earlier today and kind of giggled at myself knowing what I know now. But I talked a lot about how, like, when I was younger, a lot of it felt like I was performing. Like, I had crushes on boys because all of my friends were doing it, and I really wanted to fit in with my friends. So I was like, that boy, I'll pick that one. If you can't tell, oh no, my hair. If you can't tell by the outfit choice, and let me just show you the attempt at the flag on the eyebrows. I tried to do red, orange, white, pink, and I kind of wish I just did red, orange, pink, and then done like more white freckles there. But yeah, I realized I'm actually a lesbian. It's not funny to be a lesbian, but it is hilarious that I'm a lesbian and didn't know. I had no idea. Never clocked to me. I came out as bisexual when I was like 11 or 12, but I had always like known that I had an attraction for women. I talked about that in this old ass video. It's so embarrassing. I feel so embarrassed that I was the idiot that didn't know I was a lesbian, because of course, when all of my friends, when I like let them know, like, hey guys, just an update, they were like, yeah, that tracks, bitch. Embarrassing. And you know what's even worse? Okay, being in a queer autistic friend group, we have the joke that like not diagnosed but peer reviewed. I like my whole friend group is 3 bisexuals, one of now is which a lesbian, me, a gay man, and a token straight girl. That's my main friend group, right? That's the group chat. There was an additional bisexual years ago. We don't talk about them. I was gonna make a fun little joke, but I also need to do another part. But anyway, tell me why my token straight friend, one of my best friends in the entire world, is the reason why I went, maybe I'm a lesbian. Love you, Megan. I don't even fully remember the full conversation. I just know which comeback was it, because I feel like it was a really beautiful day. So part of me is like, it couldn't have been the most recent Stray Kids comeback, because that was like November. I feel like it was a beautiful day and we had the windows down. So maybe it was their comeback in August, which would have been Karma ceremony, whatever the fuck. I remember we were driving to go to another Barnes & Noble, like 3 or 4 towns over. We were on the highway. We were almost there. And I said something and like, haha, giggle, and then looked out the window. And we weren't even talking about Stray Kids. We were talking about something completely different. And Megan just is like driving and she goes, when you see yourself getting married, do you see yourself marrying a man? And I was like, no, not really. And she was like, have you ever thought about that? It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. Leave it to Megan to be like, hey girl, I think you're fucking gay. And it's funny because when I thought I was bisexual, I feel like I didn't really call myself bisexual a lot. Not that it matters. You don't like, if you want to use a very specific label, that's up to you, babe. You do whatever you want. That's your life. Live your fucking life. Live your truth. But I felt like I didn't really refer to myself as bisexual, and I felt like I was very much always calling myself like queer or gay, like keeping it under the umbrella term, which like it doesn't, at the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't matter. If you want to be focused on labels and use very specific labels, that's up to you. If you want to use the umbrella terms, that's entirely up to you. I'm not here to police you. We don't need to police each other. We're in hell. So I just found that I wasn't ever really like calling myself bisexual. Oh, it must have been November. It must have been the comeback in November. You know, global warming's a hell of a drug, because the next like month and a half, I like wasn't 100% sure or like hashtag ready to be like, yeah, I am in fact a lesbian. But I was talking with one of my other gay friends. So Megan, my token straight friend, I was talking with one of my other gay friends. Love you. Hi. If you're watching this, I don't think he watches my videos. Regardless, we were talking and I was saying like, well, I don't really know. Like Megan has a point and I think she's right, but I don't really know for sure. And he basically asked me like why I was questioning it, or like what part of it was like throwing me off. And honestly, and I talked about this in that video I made 2 years ago, bisexuals aren't treated very well in any community, I feel like. And it's definitely more like I see people talk about it. I personally never experienced it, but I'm not doubting anybody that says they've experienced it. But from what I know, like the joke on the internet is that like nobody cares about bisexuals. Nobody thinks their sexuality is valid. Nobody thinks that like it's a legitimate thing. The whole like pick a side. Have I ever told you guys? I feel like I have on this channel, but have I ever told you guys from one of my best friends yelled, yeah, Heather, pick a side from the back of a classroom with a homophobic teacher? A biphobic teacher, I should say. That was crazy work. One of my favorite stories to tell. I don't know if I've ever told it here. Not the point, I can tell it another time. But it's like bisexual people are so like dismissed and like I feel like disvalued. And like I said, I never personally experienced it. I don't know if any of my friends have personally experienced it, but I hear too much of it and I see too much of it. And I think a big part of why I was like not ready to say I was a lesbian for like 3 or 4 weeks is because I'd been out as bisexual from the time I was like 11, 12 years old, and I 29. So that's a long period of time. And I like, a part of me felt like I was like betraying the bisexual community. Like, that's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like I was betraying the community, and I felt like I was abandoning my people because I had been, you know, very comfortable and settled as a bisexual for so long. It felt like I was leaving them, and it almost felt like I was giving credit to all of the like, well, bisexuals aren't real, just like pick a side, like actually you're straight, actually you're just gay, like just decide. And I kind of felt like I was faking it, maybe being a lesbian, and like I didn't want to like obviously not, again, I like, at the end of the day, I find that like as a 30-year-old in the life that I live and like the community and the people around me that I have, if I kept saying I was bisexual but was actually lesbian, I don't think anybody would care. I think people would be like, hey, whatever you're comfortable with, you know, you don't have to like hide that. You can come out to us again if you want to. I don't think it wouldn't ever be like, I don't think even if I wasn't ready to admit that I was a lesbian, that I would feel uncomfortable personally. I've always been a queer individual. I've known it basically my whole life. I said in that other video, and I've said many times before, that when I was younger, I just didn't necessarily have the language for it, but like I've always known that I was not straight. Cis, we still haven't decided, but I've always known that I was not straight. So I get, at the end of the day, I guess it wouldn't have mattered for me. It really wouldn't have mattered. But like I said, at the end of the day, and in a sense, I guess it doesn't really matter, because for the millionth time, whatever you identify as, it literally doesn't matter to me. As long as you're safe and you're happy and you feel comfortable, that's the only thing I'm concerned about. And anybody that's like tone policing or policing identities or whatever in this community, we got to cut that shit out. Other people want us fucking dead. We don't need to be doing shit to each other. I guess the long and the short of it is like, hi, I'm a lesbian. I'm Sharky Chico, and I'm actually a lesbian. And it honestly, saying that I'm a lesbian feels a lot more comfortable. I didn't realize, like, I wasn't uncomfortable saying that I was a bisexual, but saying that I'm a lesbian feels a lot better. I tended to say that I was queer or just gay more often than bi. And I feel a lot better just being like, yeah, I'm a lesbian. It feels really nice. It was really easy to just be like, just so you know, like to my mom, I was like, just so you know, I'm actually a lesbian. She was like, okay. Did I talk about this? Have I talked about this before? There was one day at my old job that I was working and like in a bad mood because I was at my old job and I hated it. And this beautiful woman, like that's not even the right word, but this like gorgeous woman came up to me and asked me for help. And I think we had like, either she could tell that I was like flustered and in awe of her and was being like very gentle with me, or maybe there was something going on there. I doubt it, because I was not smooth and I had a mask on. So I was like, but it kind of felt like we like, maybe there was like a moment, maybe there was like a beautiful like gay recognizing gay. And I was telling my mom when she was driving me home later that day, I was telling her, I was like, oh my God, like the best thing ever happened to me. And my mom's driving and she goes, what are you? And mind you, I had come out to her when I was like 11, 12 in the middle of an argument trying to avoid getting grounded. So like that was really a moment. Have you also noticed that these conversations have happened in cars with other people driving? I don't want to talk about it. That joke on the internet that makes the rounds every once in a while, that's like no gay person has all five, and it's like good at math, can drive, like good relationship with their, it's sometimes it's parent, sometimes it's father, and then it's like two, it's usually two other things. I can only ever usually pick like one. Fatherless behavior, I love it. And the whole like the man-hating bisexual identity was all like so fucking funny in hindsight, because it's like, actually, yeah, you do just hate men. And that's another thing. It's like, as I've gotten, like, I have talked about like not being on dating apps and how they make me feel fucking gross and disgusting. They are such a humiliation ritual. I can't stand them. And I've talked about like being a man-hating bisexual and like finding people like aesthetically pleasing. And I have I talked about it on the channel? Because now I'm trying to think, like, I didn't make any, no, that's a lie. I was going to say I didn't make any Pride videos last year. I made videos about going to the Stray Kids concert. That's all the Pride you fucking need. But I watched my video from 2024. I didn't go back and watch my other, like, Pride videos from other years just because I wanted to talk about this specifically. So I don't remember if I told this story either. I know I've talked about it with my friends, but I've kissed 2 cishet men in my life, and both times I've been nauseous after. And one of them, I thought it was just because it was summer and it was hot and I was not well hydrated. And the other one, I thought it was just because I was really nervous. This video is so embarrassing because I'm saying things and I know people are watching this and being like, you really had no idea that you were not attracted to men at all. Really? You had no clue? And I think it's funny too because my mom did kind of briefly like ask me, she's like, oh, are you sure? Because what about this one time that we were in the car together and this person that was very like Viking looking, outfit, aesthetic, like facial hair, everything looked so Viking. We were in the car and they like crossed in front of us and I just like stopped talking and was like, whoa. But I think that's also something that tripped me up is there is a difference between finding somebody like very aesthetically pleasing to look at and being captivated by that and having sexual attraction to them. And I've discovered that I think I just have an appreciation, a viewing appreciation, because they don't get me going. I guess I'll say. I don't know, I'm being silly with it, but yeah, so that's, I guess, my official coming out on this channel that I'm a lesbian now. Hey, how's it going? I have a little flag. I have a tiny flag. I used to have a bigger bi flag. I have a tiny little lesbian flag on the wall that my friend got me for Christmas. Love him. He's such a sweetie. Like I said, I don't think he watches my videos, so he's never gonna hear the shout outs. But I got my little flag. I don't want to get a bigger one just because where it is, I have other plans for that part of my wall. I'll probably end up like hanging it somewhere back here at some point. Maybe, and then if I have like an official spot, I'll definitely get a bigger one. But yeah, that's the tea. That's what this video is. Such a silly video. So, like I said, so embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed by myself. I'm so embarrassed. You stupid bitch. What do you mean you didn't know? The almost throwing up when I kissed cishet men really should have been what like clued me in, but it took my straight best friend going, hey bitch, I think you're gay. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you check out Iris Delaney. Love her. She's beautiful. I really like her content of like existing in a plus size body, wearing what you want, being comfortable. Take every angle of your cute outfit. You're wearing a cute outfit. Don't think that it's not cute just because you're a bigger body inside of it. I absolutely adore her. You should definitely go check her out. Thumbs up for lesbians. And if you don't leave a thumbs up on this video, you're homophobic. And I'm only half joking. Don't be homophobic. I'm actually serious about that part. Anyway, I'm gonna go now before this gets even sillier. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next video.